So question 2a says, figure 3 shows a diagram of a plant cell, label structure A and B on figure 3. So we know it's a plant cell. So figure A is this large dark structure here, which is the nucleus, which was answered well. Figure B is this space in the plant cell, which is the vacuole. The next question says, give one difference between an animal cell and a plant cell shown in figure 3. When you're answering these questions, you need to make it clear what you're saying which cell has. So a lot of people just said it doesn't have a cell wall. That's not going to get you a mark. You need to make it clear which cell you're talking about. So a good answer would say an animal cell doesn't have a cell wall. You could also have said an animal cell doesn't have chloroplasts, or an animal cell doesn't have a vacuole. So moving on, next question says, a scientist was trying to produce plants that are tolerant to acidic soil. Scientist has 100 plant seeds. Describe the method the scientist could use to grow plants from these seeds that are tolerant, in bold, to low levels of acid. A lot of people were talking about growing plants that were tolerant to high levels of acid. It says in the questions low levels of acid. Essentially, all you need to say is plant the seeds in a weakly acidic soil. And see which ones grow. Moving on then, it says the scientist wants to use these plants in a selective breeding program, so they do specifically mention selective breeding here, to produce plants that could grow in high levels of acid. Describe how the scientist could use the plants in a selective breeding program. So what you need to say is they need to pick 2 plants, so pick 2 plants that grow in highly acidic soil. And you want to breed them. Lots of people got this mark. The second mark, this is a 2-mark question, is for saying that you repeat this process with 2 of the best offspring. So you need to remember that whenever you're talking about selective breeding, you have to repeat the process over generations, the best offspring. So selective breeding doesn't happen once, you have to do it over and over and over again. So the next one says, explain one benefit of producing food crops that can be grown in acidic soil, and it was with 2 marks. You need to say what the benefit is and explain why that's a benefit. So if these crops can be grown in acidic soil, you can grow them in more places and increase your yield. Lots of people talked about controlling pests and things like that. That's not the right answer. So you need to say the seeds can be grown in more environments. Oops. And this would increase yields. So you're saying what the benefit is, can grow in more types of soil, 1 mark, and explaining why that's an advantage because it would increase yield for the 2nd mark.